What is the scariest slash creepiest theory you know about? The one that bugs me was the one about the guy who was last seen in an airport. There's video of him just wigging the fuck out and running away at full speed. They linked the surveillance footage and you can see him run all the way off the premises. He was never seen again. There's lots of theories about what happened. None I wanna look too far into. More of a story than a theory, but it correlates to some of these and makes me think some could be real. When I was younger I had this little stuffed animal dog guy named Rocky. One night, my younger sisters and I, who all slept in the same room so we could hang out together, were messing around, and I two-handed overhead tossed Rocky into the wall directly in front of my bed. He hit the wall, slid down behind whatever was in front of my bed, and was never seen again. I immediately went to go get him, and he just wasn't anywhere. We tore the whole entire small room apart. We all saw the event occur. Over time the room has been completely emptied out, everything in it rearranged, walls painted, everything, and no Rocky. He just completely phased out of existence. Makes me think he glitched out of the system or something. The first man in space, some Russian cosmonaut whose name I can't remember, was not the true first. The actual first was a cosmonaut whose mission was unsuccessful, and he either died in orbit or on re-entry. Once it became apparent that he was doomed, the Russian authorities cut off communications, leaving him to die in isolation, and covered up the existence of the mission. Our world is our perception of our surroundings in our three-dimensional life. It's possible that we are living amongst beings, things and events that we cannot experience because we are three dimensions and they are not. The universe could be dying, and we'd have no way to know until we just suddenly vanish from existence. There could be a sort of quantum energy wave. Can't remember what it's called because it's been so long since I read about it. 0 point collapse, maybe? Vacuum bubble burst? But whatever it is, it's an energy wave that starts at some point and spreads outward at the speed of light, annihilating any matter, energy, and even space-time in its path. Because the wave travels at the speed of light, it is invisible. We would have no way of seeing it coming, because any light emitted by it would hit us at the exact same time that the wave itself hits us. So, all of a sudden, the sun might just vanish from existence. We wouldn't notice, because the sun's light from 8 minutes ago would still be reaching us. 8 minutes later, the earth just vanishes from existence. No warning. No trace. Years ago when I was seriously dating my now wife, almost every time we started to have sexy time her mother would call up. Seemed strange, then disgusting when we found the hidden camera when moving her out. Some people have had some strange NDEs, near-death experiences. Going through websites cataloging them can be a trip. I'm willing to attribute some of them to brain damage and some as legit, though I'll never be able to tell which is which. Deathbed visions give me a warmer sense of security. I can't imagine how peaceful it must be to die and see your deceased loved ones there to ensure you make it safely to the other side. That the universe is infinite and there could be billions of other living organisms that all know about us and have significantly better technology and could wipe us out at any moment, but choose to leave us be because they know that we don't know about them. Kinda like some indigenous tribes that live secluded and don't know that we are this civilized and technologically advanced. Spontaneous combustion. I watched a strange but true episode about this as a child and was convinced I'd randomly burst into flames one day. I'm over it now, but that was my top fear for a long time. We've all pretty much heard of Uncanny Valley, the creeped out anxious feeling when you look at something that's humanoid, but there's something clearly wrong with it. Like the wax figures at Madame Tussauds or that AI robot Sophia. But my favorite theory to come out of it is that we get that strange feeling because somewhere along human evolution we've learned to be wary of things that look human, but aren't. Everyone both on Reddit and outside of it is a bot except you. The theory that Carson Wentz and Prince Harry switched lives in 2019 and that's why Wentz sucks at football and Harry left the royal family. Sometime in the future, if we don't disappear before, humans will probably be able to bioengineer themselves to avoid death by old age. Most probably only the richest people will get this, founding an immortal elite of dynasties that will be able to rule nations by themselves, while common people simply keep dying as always. Now almost everyone think of death as something normal and inevitable, as part of our nature. But then, in that hypothetical future, death will be seen like a disease which cure it's kept away from common people by that ruling elite. That mind control actually exists. It's something that would never go public because whoever was able to perfect it first would be in the position to use it on whoever is aware of its existence. The theory that there is an infinite number of parallel universes branching out at each moment with all possible outcomes for each situation. Let's say this is true, and you play Russian roulette. 5 out of 6 of possible you would live and 1 would die, but no matter how many times you play there would always be versions of you that would survive. This would give those versions of you the illusion of immorality. This would mean that no matter the risks you would take, there would always be some version of you that would survive. If this is true, it would mean that you could live your life completely free of the fear of death and take on any risk. But the only way to know if this is true is to expose yourself to high odds of deaths repeatedly. Also, this would mean that as time passed there would always be a more decrepit and invalid version of you surviving, maybe forever. Anyways, that all is it, people. That everyone you know who's dead is watching you now 24/7, even as you jerk off, and when you die they all come to greet you. The theory that basically asks, if there's other intelligent life out there, why haven't we seen them? This means that, if there really are aliens out there and there have been for centuries, why have none been conclusively spotted? If you really think about it, there should be tons of alien evidence all around the visible universe, if they have gotten to the point of interstellar travel. But there isn't, so that means something is stopping any advancement before it can get to that point. Essentially, there is a barrier that all other life has not been able to get past, which lies somewhere on the path of evolution and advancement. That barrier is most likely extinction. Humans are getting incredibly close to traveling beyond our home planet. With this theory in mind, the main concern is whether humans have not yet reached that barrier, or if we are past it. If we have not reached it yet, then we are doomed to the same fate of other theoretical intelligent life. But if we are past it, we are lucky and may be able to travel the stars. In fact, we could very well be the first ones to make it. But we just don't know where the barrier is. The theory that scented candles starting getting poor reviews at the same time COVID hit the US makes you wonder how many people have mild COVID before we even knew about it. Pairing the lack of taste and or smell as one of the main symptoms associated with mild COVID cases